This video will give you all of the information you need to apply to be a Student Orientation Undergraduate Leader, or SOL. Hi everyone, my name is Shelby Fry, and I'm a sophomore Sociology and Political Science double major from Hebron, Kentucky. Wyatt Bischoff and I work as student coordinators in the Office of Orientation and Transition Programs, and we were SOLs on the previous team. Wyatt and I are really excited to share this experience with you. So, what is a SOL? SOLs are guides to the university and help the incoming first years and families acclimate to campus for the first time. In May, during training, the SOLs are presented to by many offices on campus so that they can share resources with the students. SOLs also facilitate small groups of first years to make them feel connected to Miami. SOLs share their stories about what student life is like to help the first years begin to see themselves as a Miami student. Lastly, SOLs are the first point of contact for the students and represent themselves, their team, and Miami in a positive way. So, what does a SOL do? First and foremost, SOLs connect with the incoming first years. Truly, nothing makes my day more than seeing my small group members on campus and hearing about how their semester is going. Like I mentioned before, SOLs are also very well trained in Miami's resources so that they can answer or find the answer to any question a student might ask. SOLs share their own stories as well, the highs, the lows, what went well, what maybe didn't go so well. This makes the students envision their own college journey and begin to talk about it. Lastly, SOLs are positive role models that represent Miami in one of three roles: student SOL, family SOL, or office SOL, which I will expand on a little bit later. So, what are the benefits of being a SOL? As a SOL, you really gain soft skills that employers are looking for, like improved oral communication, critical thinking, and teamwork. The SOL team is also a very diverse one. While on the team, you will develop social and interpersonal skills as you adapt to teammates who may or may not hold the same identities as you. SOL is also a super internship that pays $3,000 for the month of May and June, as well as complimentary housing and meal plan. So, what are some requirements for being a SOL? Applicants must have undergraduate status for the fall semester of 2018. Student teaching and study abroad count as undergraduates. GPA must be at least 2.7. Applicants must be available for the months of May and June of 2018 for summer orientation, and must maintain a good standing with the university, as well as follow the alcohol policy, which is found on our website under job descriptions. If you have a conduct violation, it doesn't automatically disqualify you from the position. It just means that we will probably have to discuss that further. So, some expectations for being a SOL. We expect each SOL to be a warm, welcoming person, however that may look for that SOL for the incoming first-year students. An easy way to do this is just to be your authentic self day in and day out. We want SOLs to be someone the first years can look up to. We also expect SOLs to represent the Office of Orientation and Transition Programs and Miami University in a positive light. So, you can see on the screen there's some common myths that people have about the SOL position. SOL is a volunteer job. You cannot have a job other than SOL. You cannot be a SOL if you study abroad or student teach. And we have a template for each year's SOL team. But these are absolutely not true. SOL is definitely paid. You get a $3,000 salary and free housing and meal plan during the summer for your time and energy. You can also hold another job while still being a SOL. Wyatt was an RA, I'm a tour guide, and some of the other SOLs also hold other jobs off of campus or on. Regarding student teaching or studying abroad, you can still do that as a SOL. The only requirement is that you're an undergraduate in the fall of 2018, which does include student teaching and studying abroad. In fact, 3 of the SOLs on our team are studying abroad. Lastly, we do not have a template for the team. We value authenticity. We want you to be who you are, whoever that is, and not try to be someone you think we're looking for. We want you for you. So, some important dates for our selection process. The paper application is due January 8th by 8 a.m., which tells us a little bit more about your motivation for being a SOL, as well as gives us a glimpse at your own story. If you are asked to move on in our process, we'll have you participate in a group interview of yourself and peers to see how you work in a team environment. The final stage of the process is individual interviews. And by that time, we know you pretty well, so these are just for deepening our understanding of who you are. So, what if you're hired as a SOL? Here are some really important dates for training and beyond. SOLs will begin an EDL 290 sprint course on March 15th that meets on Thursdays from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. I know some of you may have already taken EDL 290, but even if you have, this course will not be duplicate credit. It's 2 credit hours for a letter grade and is a good start to your training as a SOL. You will get to know your teammates, learn a little bit about student development theory, and get to know yourself as a leader. Wyatt and I will serve as undergraduate associates, and the Assistant Director of Orientation and Transition Programs, Liz Walsh, will be our instructor. Don't worry if you're studying abroad or can't make the class time. We're going to get you the information you need through Google Hangout, FaceTime, or some other method. You can see that we have some also important dates for orientation right here. We'll have a week of training in May after finals week where you will hear from offices on campus, get to know your team, and get ready for orientation. Then, the month of June will be 16 orientation sessions. After that, you'll come back to campus a little bit early in August for Welcome Week, and then a little early in January for January orientation. So, a day in the life of a SOL. Every SOL will serve as each one of these, Student SOL, Family SOL, and Office SOL, at least once during the summer. Student SOL is the SOL that you might think about when you hear about the SOL position. Student SOLs are the ones leading small groups and serving incoming students. It's part of their job to make sure that each of their small group members feel welcome here at Miami, as well as debrief the multitude of information that they're receiving at orientation. This is the first time they're hearing about liberal education, Miami's community expectations, and you can vouch for your personal experience with these things. Students schedule for classes on the second day of orientation, so the student SOLs help ease the stress that brings as well. A big reason for our orientation is getting the students a taste of independence, and so the family members and students are attending different programming for the majority of the time. Family SOL is a lot like Student SOL, except it's all about the families. Family SOLs lead families to presentations to tell about their student experience at a school where the kids are going to be attending. On a day 2 of orientation, these SOLs help and speak at a panel where the family members can ask you questions about living and attending Miami. And lastly, Office SOL helps a lot behind the scenes. These SOLs are answering emails and phones and any questions that anybody from orientation may have. I remember when I was a Office SOL, I had a mother call me asking for directions with how do I get to Armstrong. So I improvised and pulled up a map on the computer to help her navigate back to Armstrong. Once we discovered where she was near the horse stables. In every aspect of SOL, the welcoming factor plays a huge role. But SOLs also have free time. The SOL team before us went skydiving. I'm not sure why you would want to do that. And some SOLs have liked to hammock. Our team thought it was fun to set up a $10 thrift store limit, go shopping, and dress up in the most ridiculous outfits we could for a photo shoot. Some final things to remember are that representing the university is a big job, but to help you in that, there's a formal mentoring program to help you reach your goals. The job can feel a lot about other people, and it is, but we have the mentoring program so that you can have a platform to talk about what's going well, what goals you have, what needs improvement, and how the journey is going for you. Wyatt and I, as well as Liz Walsh and other members of our office, will serve as mentors to the SOLs. Another thing to keep in mind is that there will be long hours, but the experience is so rewarding that you'll wish they were longer in the end. Trust me. You'll miss all the little interactions with students and family members that make your experience something you'll remember forever. And never fear, you too will learn to love icebreakers. So that wraps up our virtual info session. If you have any questions at all, please email us at orientation@miamioh.edu. And to apply, you can visit miamioh.edu/orientation. Thanks for listening.